Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Ben.
That's Ben, and this is the Battle and Fire Lance. This is from the Mercenaries Kickstarter from way back when. But we've been slowly working through all of the boxes. We did want to get all of them, get them all the full treatment. But this is one that I'm very, very excited about. You've seen some of these in our battle reports already. This is a tremendous box. Yeah. This is like, in my opinion, I'm jumping ahead. This is like a must-buy for any BattleTech fan. Yeah. We're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about what's in here. We'll give you our opinions on the models. So guys, stay tuned. Battle and Fire Lance's unboxing is coming right up. And we're back. All right, I want to unbox this one, Ben. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
So in this box, there's like so many cards, it's not even funny. Like if you put those in a sock and hit someone with them, you might knock them unconscious.
I don't plan on it, but I might.
There are also 8 little vehicles, 2 of each. But what's super cool, Ben, is that the LRM and SRM carriers come with extra turrets, so you could make 4 SRM carriers, 4 LRM carriers, or any combination thereof.
That is very exciting.
I was super appreciative of that. Yeah. I thought that was very, very cool. So here are all the extra turrets. They come in the box here. This is what the turrets look like. Obviously, the smaller, boxier ones are the SRMs, then the broader ones are the LRMs. But you get 4 of those, you get 4 carriers, all right? And again, you can mix and match them with the turrets however you want. There are 2 Manticore heavy tanks.
I love those.
And then 2 Videt, not to be confused with Vendetta, because that's not what it is. It's a Videt.
Right. Videt. I don't know the origin of that.
Don't know the origin of it either. No. We'll leave it in the comments.
Tell us, please.
But you get 2 of those as well, all right? So, very, very excited to look through these. But before we do that, Ben, come on. I want to talk about the box.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Same box art that's been in every single vehicle.
But still cool.
But still very, very cool, right? It's like the drop ships, all the tanks lined up. Yeah. Looks like a scene out of, Star Wars when they send all the clones off to war. Yeah. Yeah.
For nerds.
Line art is the Manticore with the turret turned. Very, very cool. Yeah. But yeah, overall, not a bad thing. No. Flexibility is often the hallmark of a winning strategy. Thanks, BattleTech.
Sun Tzu.
Fire vehicles deliver a hail of long and short-range missiles, blowing holes in unprepared enemy positions. All right.
Literally anything you point them at.
Yeah, pretty cool. So let's talk about these vehicles, all right? Again, I want to show this real quick before we get them up on the turntable. So this is an SRM carrier. The turrets. It's torso twisting.
Definitely battle mech player. Torso twist.
So the turrets twist. However, they're actually not turrets in the game. By the rules, they're fixed, right? Which is interesting. But what's cool is, again, you can just pop them off.
I wonder how much tonnage you would have to sacrifice of missiles to make them spin.
But I'm pretty sure they're fixed.
Maybe the SRM carrier might need that. But the LRM carrier won't.
Right.
Unless he was running away real fast.
I wonder if the SRM is on a turret. Wait a minute. You know what? I can tell you right now.
Oh, yeah. They're on the cards. TUR?
Yeah, no turret.
No, definitely not.
There's no turrets.
Yeah, because the Vedette's got it. So does the Manticore.
Yeah, no turrets on. I mean, they don't actually turn. But anyway, so the moral of this story, before we went down that rabbit hole, was that they just pop right off. And so they're super easy to swap out. So I actually made... I painted 2 of these in my 13th sort of light colors, and I just painted up the turrets to match, right? So I have 2 just base vehicles and then 4 turrets painted, right? And I can mix and match them however I want, which is very, very cool. And I think that's a great thing because you don't have to like go out and buy, I need more LRM carriers and you got to buy all this crap. Like you got everything you need, which is very, very cool. But before I go further, let's get them up on the turntable. You guys can get a nice up close look at these 4 really, really cool vehicles. Check them out. All right, guys, and we are back here. We're going to take a look at these vehicles. Why don't we start with the Videt?
That's a good point.
That's a little guy.
Yeah.
So it's a medium tank, and I actually painted one of these up in pirate colors, Circinus, derivative of the Circinus Federation, called the Circinus Legionnaires. Very fun. Let's talk about the details of this tank. So a couple of things. Number one, love the front of this tank. It's got the traditional, long windshield on the front there with the side windows as well. It's got the little nose or whatever that is, the little nose gun. I think it's a machine gun. I think it's an Ultra 5 and a machine gun or AC5 machine gun.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The tank treads on the side. Love the armored skirts. I love like the big bulging. Like if you check out the rear.
Yeah, the little motive packs on it. Because
motive packs.
Well, that's fantastic. The engine's not like. There's no place for an engine on this really. So it has to be like kind of like electric motors on the.
It's like their Teslas.
Yeah. Kind of like
every time it drives, it makes like a weird.
Oh gosh,
they're like, oh, the Vedet's
that sounds
coming.
Creepy. I don't like that sound.
Oh my god, it is super creepy.
Did they have to do that on purpose, or is that actually the sound it makes?
I leave in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's regulatory.
Oh god,
I would bet.
So I like that. I think that's a neat detail.
I think so too. Love the little antenna on the top.
Yep.
The detail on the autocannon is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that like the barrel is recessed, right? The hole in the barrel in the front. I love the little like flash suppressors right on the side or whatever, right? The little vents
pop a little bit when you paint it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And well, it's also got the lightning cuts in the autocannon too.
Yeah.
Like if it's a ultra AC, right? It would have a high fire rate and it would need to dissipate the heat.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, see the fluting?
Very cool. Yeah, yes, the fluting. I love it. So yeah, very, very cool. I love the vents on the side as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, very, very cool vehicle.
It's a very 80s vehicle in a lot of ways. It's got that wedge shape.
So 80s.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It's like this sort of like goofy 80s extrapolation of the future. And that's probably something I really do appreciate about the vehicles and putting them on the table. Yeah. Very, very cool though. So
yeah, they got personality. This one does definitely have personality.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, as you guys probably saw, but the torso does. Gee, I did it again. I got mechs on the brain.
You got mechs on the brain.
The turret does twist.
Yeah.
The only things that twist in my brain are torsos.
Turrets or torsos.
See, Ben's a tank guy. Ben's a tank guy.
Be. I need to feel more of them. They're great. Awesome.
Speaking of great vehicles, this is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Have had them forever. Ironwood Metals, and have painted a few of these. Actually, you guys saw one of these. I painted up in the 20th Donegal guard colors. Let's talk about this. I freaking love this thing.
Yeah.
First and foremost, can we talk about the cockpit in the front, like the command deck? All the little windows under the turret. Like you imagine there's all these dudes with like binoculars. Fire the cannon!
The other thing too is a total bullet magnet. Like that's a perfect place for things to skip off the glasses plate right into the armor screen.
And it's like inverted, so it would like catch the shrapnel.
Yeah.
But
they don't care.
They don't care, dude.
Because it's the future.
It's ferroglass or whatever. But absolutely tremendous. I love painting it. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Sides, right? Armored all the way through. I mean, it really, sort of evokes like, this thing is built for combat.
Yeah.
Like,
it's got a proper tank look to it.
Yeah.
Quintessential tank look. It's excellent.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
What do you think about the turret, Ben?
I love the turret. Like, there's nothing, I can say nothing bad about this. It's great. And the fact that it has all kinds of missiles hanging off of everywhere, in addition to a big main gun.
It's true.
Like, this is what tanks of the future look like, Aaron.
I would agree with you. Just crazy missile launchers.
Yeah, none of this sleek, stealth nonsense. No. This right here, with just guns pouring off.
And the command deck on the front with dudes with binoculars. Fire the cannon!
As many Laran generals as you can fit.
Just like 6. It across extremes, it reminds me of like the super heavy tanks from the Imperial Guard.
Oh yeah.
I mean?
Where you cram is like 30
just
people.
30 dudes in this tank. It's like, why?
Yeah. And it's
Meanwhile, it's got like 4 squads in the back.
What is it, like 60 tons maybe?
Yeah, 60.
Yeah. So no, there's not that many guys in it, but there is. There's seating for enough of them.
There's seating for enough. The only thing that I could say bad about this is I wish this little missile launcher turned independently. I know it's not supposed to, but still it'd be fun.
Well, if you were a maniac, you could cut and magnetize it.
I could.
But that's excessive.
I'm spoiled from the Sturmfuhrer. The turret and the turret. Forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall happy with this. The back also, love the the venting and whatnot. Nothing bad to say about this. Really, really cool
top
overall.
Tier.
Let's talk about the carriers.
Yes.
LRM, SRM. So the body is identical, obviously. But I do want to talk about it a little bit. I love the positive engagement of the turret. So, it's got like all of these like top mounted vents, right? Like, I don't know, they're just heat sinks or what, but it's got...
Well, you can kind of see them on the SRM carrier, but you can't see them at all on the LRM because
it's totally hidden.
But that's really nice detail. I was worried about that. That's really great detail.
Yeah. The sleekness is very, very good.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it's not far off from the Ironwind Metals model in terms of the design quality and scaling is 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
But it looks very, very similar. Look at the exhaust, dude. This is like MagnaFlow, Hypermax. Like, this dude definitely upgraded his exhaust.
You turn it on, it goes.
Like all the other tanks, like this one's like.
Yeah.
He's like, how many miles per gallon do you get? He's like, I get 6 gallons per mile.
Yeah.
The exhaust is a cool detail, though. I was trying to figure out when I painted these, like, what are these little things with the X's? It almost looks like they pop down or something.
That's a good question. They're, you know what it is? They're mud flaps.
I guess so.
No, I have no idea what they are.
I don't know. But they do look like they move.
Yeah,
Maybe they are mud flaps. They deploy them in very muddy.
It's because you don't
he's doing donuts.
Yeah, you don't want to splatter the
Johnson,
exhaust.
Put the mud flaps down. All right, let's talk about the turrets.
All right, turrets.
All right,
that's where the action's at, right?
So the SRM turret, I'll give you a turret. All right, SRM turret is just loaded to the gills.
Oh, is it?
I love the attention to the detail, right? Like, yes, it has exactly the correct number of SRMs and exactly the correct number of little dots and missile holes, right? Like, everything is perfect. So the turrets are significantly different. The rear of this one, obviously, you've got all of the venting. You got the vents on the side as well. So a lot of detail that you can paint up. I also put, I believe, a decal on the top because there's a little bit of flat area up there that you can utilize. Great spaces for like caution striping and things like that. But, and also like these SRM packs look like cassettes. They almost look like, remember the J-27 ordnance carrier that we looked at a while back?
Yeah.
It almost looks like...
that they could take them out and put them in. Yeah.
Just swap them in. I mean, it literally could be the same... shape or whatever they call it in STL land.
Is there a variant that is an MRM?
No, but there should be.
There should be.
Should be an MRM carrier.
Oh my God.
Why isn't there, Catalyst? Make it. Make our dreams come true.
Oh boy. But that would be cool too.
It would be crazy. An ATM carrier.
Oh God.
I've got it's clan, so it's got like 7,000. Classic players are just crying because they're there for weeks rolling to hit.
So I will say that these in Alpha Strike, awesome.
Yeah.
These in Override would be deadly.
Deadly.
In
Classic, you automatically win the game because your opponent just quits.
Yeah, in Classic, they're deadly in another way because you will start fights rolling on the cluster hits table this many times. 1 damage to your head, 1 damage to your right arm, 1 damage to your right arm, 1 damage to your left arm, 1 damage to your left leg, 1 damage. This is what happens. Yeah, and that's.
And there's how many SRMs? It's 12. Isn't it 12 SRM 6s?
Let's count 2.
No,
4,
10.
6, 8, 10.
60.
60.
You could theoretically hit with 60. On average, what are you hitting with? 30? It's still insane.
Yeah, that's
all right. Anyway,
that's why the cluster. These are why the cluster hits table goes up that high.
Yeah,
these vehicles.
Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. LRM carrier. 120 delicious LRMs firing out of this thing. True to form, you know, I've always liked the way it like sloped down on the sides, kind of wraps around the carrier.
For bridge clearance.
Absolutely.
Get one of those low bridges in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's... it's got some detail in the back, you know, some good venting. It's got that little, like the little... I don't know what the hell this thing is. It's almost like a sensor array, I think.
On the top. Well, yeah, that kind of mirrors because it's got that sort of barrel-looking targeter in the front.
Targeter in the front, like a laser targeter. Yeah.
Cool. I like them both.
Yeah, I mean, I like them both. I mean, there's a lot of similarities in terms of the design cues, and I think they obviously fit great with the vehicle. So overall, happy with the LRM and SRM Carrier. Now, that said, can we rank them? Could we possibly... rank these, Ben?
Easily.
You could do it easily?
Easily.
Do it.
Easily. What do you think? Best to worst? Manticore is...
I don't know that I can argue with that, Ben. You may have.
We have an accord?
You've won the game.
Wow.
You've won everything.
Just because it's more visually interesting than the SRM Carrier. In effectiveness, I would take the SRM Carrier, even though slow.
Oh, I wouldn't. I love LRM Carriers.
Yeah, I would take the SRM
so much more versatility. Ben, it freaking says it on the box. Flexibility is often the hallmark of a winning strategy.
You're right,
you choose... You don't even pay attention.
You know what I didn't? I did not read my...
Unbelievable.
I didn't read my Jamie Wolf edited Sun Tzu in my Kickstarter, so I didn't know that flexibility was just a hallmark.
Ben on the train to work every morning reading his tiny BattleTech.
You're gonna eat... So, you like stalk me or something? Because I actually brought it to work to read it.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. And yes, I stalk you. All right, so speaking of stalking, Ben... If you want to stalk yourself a Battle and Fire Lance, you can go to Aries Games and Minis. Do you like how I worked that in?
That was very slick. Very slick guy.
Aries Games and Minis is my #1 stop for all things BattleTech. The miniatures, the books, the novels, the dice, paints, decals, all of the things. Even terrain. You can buy 3D printed terrain.
Even if you
buy Hextech.
These, which you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
And you wanted to get the IWM versions, you could get them Aries.
Yeah. And now that Catalyst bought IWM, what's going to happen? This has been out for a while now. If you haven't heard, it's been out for a few months. But
we haven't really crunched that, have we? That's. Tell us what you guys think. Although it's probably late. Tell us what you guys think.
Tell us what you think. Tell us what you think's going to happen to those old sculpts. I wonder if they could go away. And then all my Ironwood models will be worth millions. They'll be vintage.
I was just thinking, if they have all the masters, could they use photogrammetry, scan them, and scale them to these?
Then they would have 2 versions of everything.
Yeah, but they would have like the old. You could go on like buy a full like the nostalgia
vintage
trip,
like the vintage ones. That's an interesting thought. Yes, they could do that, but they'll never do that.
Never do it.
Ben in Fantasyland.
Yeah,
if you want to support Ben's Fantasyland.
Scan Max.
Subscribe, leave a comment. That's how you can support Ben's fantasies. Or scanning vintage Max. Or
join our Patreon.
Or you could join Patreon. That's true. It's as little as $2 a month. All right. You get all sorts of different perks. Lots of cool things. We do community spotlights. We do the pilot dossiers. We do veteran challenges where you can actually win exciting prizes by being the coolest veteran.
And here's something I don't know if people know. Because this kind of came up in conversation. The online tool for the sheets for Override, you get access to all kinds of crazy tech.
Yeah,
above and beyond when you subscribe.
You can import directly from MegaMech. You don't even have to. You don't have to hand make your mechs. You can just click a button and import right from MegaMech.
So if you guys are thinking about Override,
you don't have to hand make your stuff. You
join Patreon. Use the app.
It's very, very cool.
It's great.
It's a true story, Ben. You do get lots of fancy features, which are very, very cool. But that said, we're all done with this. I want to play with these vehicles now. What was the guy? Oh, this.
Oh, yeah.
This Magna Flow. Sorry if you have a Tesla. They're actually really nice cars, but that noise is just so weird.
Sorry, I must sound up. It makes me laugh.
All right, well, that's it, guys. We're all wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching. And, of course, stay tuned. Always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a great night.